To understand how Solomon turned debt into a weapon, we must first understand what debt meant in the ancient Hebrew world. Because it meant something profoundly different from what your credit card statement tells you today. In the modern Western system, debt is a transaction. You borrow money, you pay it back with interest. The relationship begins and ends there. It is cold. It is mechanical. It is designed to extract maximum value from the borrower and deliver it to the lender. This is Mammon's version of debt. It is debt as a trap. But in the ancient Hebrew system, debt was a covenant. It was a relational bond that carried moral weight, communal accountability, and divine oversight. The Torah contained an entire legal architecture governing how debt could be issued, how long it could last, how it must be forgiven, and how it could never be used to permanently subjugate a fellow member of the covenant community. This was not weakness. This was strategic genius dressed in righteousness. The foundation of this system was the Shemitah. Every seventh year, the land of Israel rested, and every debt owed between Israelites was released. Deuteronomy 15, verse 1, commands it plainly. At the end of every 7 years, you must cancel debts. This was not a suggestion. It was law. And what it did to the psychology of debt in Israel was extraordinary. It imposed a natural time limit on financial obligation. It prevented the permanent accumulation of debt bondage within the community. And it forced lenders to be intelligent about who they lent to and on what terms, because they knew the clock was running. Think about what this means from a strategic position. If you are a wise lender operating inside this system, you do not lend carelessly because you cannot extract interest forever. You lend purposefully. You lend to productive people. You lend to enterprises that will generate returns before the 7th year arrives. This is exactly what Solomon did. He did not scatter resources carelessly. He deployed obligation strategically. Every loan, every alliance, every trade arrangement Solomon constructed created a web of relationships in which others were bound to him, serving his economic infrastructure while believing they were simply conducting business. The building of the temple is the most dramatic example of this principle in action. Solomon needed cedar from Lebanon. He needed skilled craftsmen. He needed materials that Israel simply did not produce in sufficient quantity. And rather than trying to acquire these things through purchase alone, Solomon structured an arrangement with Hiram of Tyre that was a masterwork of covenant debt engineering.